So I just want this to be a vent. There's still my dad is still targeting me, right? Still targeting me, right? I just phoned my mum. She wasn't targeting me. My mum's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna put your dad on." As soon as listen, as soon as my dad answers the phone, the first thing he does is like that down the phone. That's the first thing he does to let me know he's involved. So right then and off the bat, he's targeting me. Just like the other day, right, when he hugged me, he coughed like the minute he did it, trying to be slick, right? So I start targeting him back, and I hear his voice change, and then I start targeting him back on the phone call. I'm like saying, "Yeah, it's been a funny year, but I know all that I need to know now this year." And then I noticed his voice change, and then I said, "A lot of people betrayed me this year, because my friend betrayed me this year." So I'm letting him know that I know. I'm not gonna say I know you're targeting me, because I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna say, "Oh, you're being paranoid," and then he's gonna try and turn my mother on me. So right now, I'm seeing him right now as someone that's mentally ill. Alright, I'm seeing him as someone that's been brainwashed and mentally ill. Obviously, you're mentally ill to be targeting your own son and acting like everything's normal. You've got to be mentally ill. And I know this is not the technology, because he did it a few times. Every time he did that little cough on the phone call, I coughed immediately afterwards to let him know that I know what he's doing. So I think he's watched my videos, because I've noticed a change in his voice since the last videos I've uploaded exposing what he's doing. And I exposed him doing the one hand in pocket. So somehow they've recruited him. I don't know what they've done or told him, but they've recruited him in my targeting. So he's a perp. My dad is a perp. Alright? That's how it is. He's involved. And it's crazy, But I'm just going to treat him now as a perp. I can't treat him as my father, because it sounds cold, but I can't. How can I when he's doing this? So I just see him now as a mentally ill perp. That's how I see him, a mentally ill perp. And bear in mind, this is how detached and ridiculous these people are. We're talking about my granddad's health, and he's deteriorating, right? I don't expect him to make the winter. So it's looking like it could be two. This is how bad this year's been for me. Like, my grandma died at the start of the year. Now it's looking like my granddad's gonna die either possibly this year, or the end of this year, or next year. It's not looking good. But luckily, I'm not too attached to my granddad. I was more attached to my grandma than my granddad. My granddad never really was in my life much. He wasn't really, I never felt that connected with him. So I'll be upset, but I won't be as upset as with my grandma. But it's getting the same with my dad. I'm losing that feeling of connection with my dad due to him targeting me. It's his fault. It's his fault, but there you go. What can you do? As a result, if your own family member is targeting you, then obviously you're gonna dislike that person. And he's blatantly targeting me now. He's been doing this coughing thing. The first thing he does when he answers the phone, he'll cough. Alright? So also they start targeting me. You remember the baby pouches they used to target me with in Sheffield? Start doing that again now. I leave the house, and there's a guy with a baby pouch. This is a theme they like to run. I don't, I've already explained. I don't care. You've got a family. Wow, I don't care. Honestly, don't care. been over this. But I guess they want to try and, that's why they've been doing the kissing frogs thing, which is when the perps are kissing, because they want to remind me that I'm single, remind me that I don't have a family, or I'm never going to have a family, and they are. This is how pathetic these vermin are, right? They act like they're superior, but you're nothing compared to me, alright? You're worthless doing this compared to me and other TIs. You're worthless. You're so worthless and sellouts to be doing this. You're vermin. The definition of vermin is you people. You're human vermin, alright? So, this is what they like to do. The games they like to play. They've been hitting me with the directed energy somewhat again. In my head again, I've been feeling tingling sensations in my body, in my head. They've been doing all that kind of shit. Yeah, I guess right now they're trying to use my father to traumatize me around the time. Because listen, my father was targeting me super heavy around the time my grandma passed away. He was targeting me very heavily. I was getting targeted very heavily around then, and they paid for that. And there's still going to be consequences due to that. I've done some stuff to you, and you know what that is. Done a few things already, but there's going to be more shit in response to that. You think that you can target me at my grandma's funeral, alright? If I know who you are and who you're working with, I'm going to come back to you, alright? There's going to be consequences for that shit, alright? And there already has been some, which I can't say on here, because it's too real to say on here, alright? So you know what time it is there, alright? Pardon me, that's a genuine one. I've been coughing a fair bit today. I think the air is very bad right now because I've been coughing. But my dad has been coughing genuinely a lot as well. But he's been coughing, like the points he's been coughing. It's like when he hugs me. Literally, he hugged me and coughed when nearly in my ear when he did it. All right. And then on the phone, as soon as he answers the phone today, before he speaks, right? And then coughing again in the phone call. It sounded fake. It sounded fake as fuck too. So I think this is in response, I guess, to me having a row with him a week or two ago. He's a coward, so he's gonna act like everything's okay. Well, he's took it to heart and he wants to target me again, which is how he is, because he's a covert aggressive. That's what he is. Most of these perps are. So I've come to realise the fact that my father is a covert aggressive personality. He won't. So I've started targeting him back the same way. He's trying to gaslight me. I've been gaslighting him. I've been acting like everything's okay and then targeting him, because I know if I say you're coughing, it's going to cause a whole ruckus, and he'll turn my mum on me. So I'm not. That's the only reason I'm not letting him. Well, I'm letting him know, but not in a direct way. If I didn't think it, because these covert aggressives is how they are. They will try to make you look like the bad guy. They'll try to make you look like you're crazy and then turn people against you. I had it with my friends. Alright, so I know full well he's gonna turn my mum against me and act like I'm causing trouble again. Right, which is how they hide, right? Or how they think they can hide, but they can't hide, right? So they may think nothing's going to happen or whatever, but it's wrong, because I will target them back and I will, do damage back. Trust me. Believe that. Right? You should know by now what time it is. Alright? So, yeah. Literally the only reason I haven't laid hands on my dad is because he's my dad. Alright? And I don't want to look crazy. I don't want to upset my mum, hurt my mum. But this is to you, Dad, if you're watching my video. If you weren't my dad, I would smack the shit out of you for what you're trying to do. And that's on the minimum. Alright? I would smack the shit out of you for the despicable shit you're trying to pull on me. Alright? Because to me now it's getting more and more blatant and obvious, right? I answer the phone Sorry, as soon as he answers the phone now, I auto record it. Matter of fact, next time I'm on the phone, I'll record the. I'll put it on loudspeaker and record it to try and catch him out. Alright? I'll try and catch him out so I can prove that I'm not bullshitting. So, this is what's going on right now, right? Shit, it's crazy right now. It's really crazy right now. You know, my family, well, not all my family, but my dad is turning on me. Same in Jersey. When I was in Jersey with my mum and my sister, he was targeting me very heavily there. Targeting me very heavily. Coughing, hand signals, all sorts. You know, I have told him this. I said I don't trust him. I let him know indirectly that I know he's a perp on the phone with text messages. He's like, "Do you trust me?" I'm like, "I don't trust no one." You know, and it's true. I don't say this personal. I don't trust anybody. After what I've been through in my life, I don't trust anyone. I've been proven time and time again with human nature that you can't trust people. Right? You can't trust them. I don't trust humans. I don't. I don't trust them. They're not predictable. They're not rational. Especially these days, they're not rational. They're not dependable. They're not reliable. And please, anyone that knows me, don't say this is a personal attack. I'm just speaking for most. You know, I know there are some people that are dependable and reliable, but they're very, 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 very hard to come by these days. Because people these days are so self-centered, they don't care about you. So, you know, I gravitate towards God mostly because I don't trust anyone but God. Because God's never betrayed me, you know. God's never betrayed me. Never. Not once. I think I made a video a while ago saying, I can't remember the fucking video's name, but it was basically talking about how, you know, you can't rely on humans, people, you can't rely on them. That was it. God delivers when man does not. Something like that it was called. So, I don't put my faith in people anymore. You know why? Because I've been let down too many times by people in this life that I've lived. I've been let down too many times. I don't trust people. They're not dependable. They're not reliable. They don't have my back. Only I've had my back. Alright? It's only me that's got my back. Alright? That's how it's felt anyway. It's felt like it's only me that's got my back. And God, of course. Because people just, they point the finger and they look down on you, like say some shit. You know, especially when you're in a bad situation like this, they act like it's you that's got a problem. You know, and stuff like that. And even when you're upset, they say you're being negative or whatever. But I'm just being, you know, realistic. I'm in a very, very negative situation. A situation that has literally driven people to kill themselves or kill other people. I'm in a very bad situation, but I'm fighting through it. But to be positive about it or be positive is stupid, because in this situation there's not much that is positive. Especially this year, this year has been all negative, mostly negative. Everything I've experienced this year has been mostly negative. All right. So I don't feel positive. I'm trying to keep positive, but you know, some days I will get pissed off. That's okay. You know, God, you can't be. You know, people that come with this bullshit like, you know, you need to smile or you need to, because you know, it was a TI I talked to on the RT's, you know, weekly show, where they're saying to her, you know, smile. But it's like I got the same thing around the start of my targeting. there was people coming up to me saying smile. I'm like, I'll smile when I'm happy. Don't fucking. I'm like, don't fucking tell me to smile. That's, what? So I'm supposed to be happy that this world's fucked. I'm supposed to be happy about the fact that I'm being gang stalked. I mean, I don't really care, but it's not that it's when your family turn on you. That's worse. I'm supposed to be happy about that because I've lost all respect I have for my dad. To me, he's just going to be treated like a perp, mentally ill perp. That's what he is to me now, mentally ill perp. So, it's a very bad situation. And it's a very difficult situation to explain to people because it is crazy when your own family when your own father turns on his son. That's crazy to me. To do that for no reason like you have, that's crazy. So I see my dad as crazy now. I don't see him as a rational person. I see him as a crazy person, as an evil, crazy person. You're evil. To do that, to turn on your own son, that's evil. And not even say why and try and make him think that nothing's wrong, gaslighting him into thinking he's mentally ill or something like that. That's evil. So you're evil. I don't see you as my father. You're evil. Alright? You hear the racket, the revving now. I hope you can hear that. They're revving. Because I guess they don't like what I'm saying. So this is the kind of, and to top on all that, my grandma died and my granddad is very badly ill and looking like he's gonna die. So you tell me if I have a right to be positive, because I don't. Right? I'm not. This is me being positive. Right? It's a very negative situation, very negative year. It's just been non-stop bullshit this year. This should have been the year that I should have been able to enjoy in my new house, and it's just been fucked up. Not by these perps so much, but by everything else. But I guess, something good's come out of it. It sounds cold, but I know I don't have a father now. You know what I mean? I don't have a father now. I have someone who's mentally ill, who thinks he's my father. Because if you're going to turn on your own son, then you're obviously not the father, are you? You're not a father to that son. Even if I'm older, the fact you turning on your own son, says a lot about your personality and who you are. And I'm glad I didn't inherit any of your traits, because I'm nothing like you. Nothing like you. Alright? So I don't know where I get my traits from, but it's definitely not from you. It's definitely not from you. I don't look like my dad much, but there's nothing in common. Because obviously my traits are not from you. Because probably if you were being targeted, you would probably, well, maybe that's what happened. Maybe he was being targeted and he couldn't cope. So they said, right, we're not going to target you, but you need to target your son. You need to do this to your son. That could be what happened. So, this is a very crazy, negative situation I'm in. Alright? I think if he was the only parent I had, I'd probably cut him off. But I still have respect and love for my mum. But it's dying. All I have for my father is dying because of what he's doing. I can't respect that. I can't respect that. I just can't. I'm not upset. I feel like it's like a weight off my chest. It's like a weight off me saying this. Because now I know, even though it's horrifying, it's as bad as probably being sexually abused by your father, which I wasn't, but it's almost as bad as that. It's betrayal. It's complete betrayal of someone that's supposed to care about you, that raised you, and maybe I'm not his son genetically. Maybe I'm not. I'm curious now because it makes me wonder if I've been lied to there, because you know it would explain partially why he feels like he can do this to me. If I was maybe, maybe my mum, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm not his genetic son. I don't know. It could be, because it would explain why he's treating me like that. Maybe that's the case. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the case. It makes me wonder. It does make me think, because being treated like this by someone that supposedly is your father beggars the question, how does he think he can do this and have a conscience? Have a conscience, Maybe people with consciences are far in between in the world these days, because you obviously don't have one to do this. Even to someone that isn't, you obviously don't have a conscience to do this to someone. So if you're watching my videos, Dad, I want you to stop this shit right now, because if you don't, I'm going to do it back to you, and I'll do it very mercilessly back to you. I don't care, when you're targeting me like this, I'm going to target you back even worse. Alright? I will. I'm not playing. And I think you're watching my videos because I've seen a change in reaction. So if you are watching my videos, I hope you know. And I'm not crazy. If anyone watching my videos, I'm not crazy. I'm not. This is what I'm experiencing. My own father is involved with this psychological harassment, coercive persuasion program, which is what this is. I'm not crazy. I'm not paranoid. This is what they're doing. Alright? So, this is just some force. I would name him full, but it's got my name as well, which I kind of want to change now. Kind of want to change my second name, because I don't want his second name in my name after what he's doing. But to me, this is a complete betrayal by someone that is supposed to care about you and has brought you up. The person it would explain why whenever I talk about this, he doesn't want to hear it, because he's part of it, I guess. Because I guess he's part of it. I guess he's been coerced into being involved or bribed or threatened or whatever. Either way, there's no excuse to do this to your own son, no matter how afraid you are. No excuse. Alright, so this is just me venting.